Hello, I'm Jason. I'm Anna's husband, and I have two questions that I'm going to answer for this video. The first one is what Anna was like before HSCT versus after HSCT, which she received at Clinica Ruiz between Thanksgiving and Christmas of this last year. So before, at her, I think, worse of her flare up, Anna could barely walk. She needed two canes to get around the house. She spent most of her time on the living room couch because mobility was a significant issue. She slept most of the time as well. She had extreme fatigue, and I had taken over on basically all of the household duties. Things that Anna took for granted and I took for granted, she couldn't do anymore. So there was the fatigue. The left side of her face was drooping a little bit, so it did look like she had suffered from a stroke. Anna lost a significant amount of weight, which I know isn't common for people who are diagnosed with multiple sclerosis, and she just did not look like herself. And there was a gradual improvement over time as she went into a post flare up, but never 100%. Anna couldn't look up; she'd get dizzy. She couldn't reach for things that were high up in the kitchen. She couldn't walk downstairs on her own, and it was a significant struggle. She couldn't work. She had to close her business, and that was before. After HSCT, the mobility was much better. We didn't need the canes anymore. The cane that Anna had bought for herself now sits in a corner in the house. We had these rails installed for Anna to make it easier to get down our front steps and get up them, but she doesn't really need that at all. She can walk downstairs, walk upstairs, go for walks, go for runs. She doesn't sleep for 4 hours in the middle of the day. She's reopened her business, and I would say is almost fully recovered. When she smiles, the left side of her mouth still kind of it droops down a little bit, but if anything, that just makes her look cuter. And a significant change in functionality and just ability and all of that good stuff. In terms of what our expectations were going into this, we really didn't have clear expectations. I was really encouraging Anna to seek counseling at the time and start to prepare herself for the possibility that the procedure might not work. I was cautiously optimistic, still a little bit skeptical about the procedure. I knew that it did have a success rate, but I wanted Anna to be prepared emotionally for the possibility that we would not get the results that we were expecting or that she was expecting. And maybe it would work, but just a little. And the reality, and I know it's different for everyone, was that it really started working on the first day. I mean, literally on the first day, from what Anna told me. As soon as they started the treatment, she started to get feeling back in her left hand. She sent me a video of her running up and down a set of stairs where she was living at the clinic, and just the level of improvement since she received the treatment was really the best that we could have possibly hoped for. And as I mentioned, not 100%, but like 99.8% of Anna is back, in terms of like what she's capable of. And I think it's just the best possible outcome that she could have received. And even half of that would have been a welcome change. So the expectations, I would say the treatment, the results of the treatment exceeded our expectations for what HSCT has to offer for people with MS.
Thank you, honey.
You're welcome.